boys and girls. Welcome to your Lesson 12 reading lesson for today. So, boys and girls, can you believe it that we're almost done or complete with our poetry unit, our unit 3? Wow. You have done an amazing job. This is amazing. As you look over your assignments or even in your poetry journal how many poems you have wrote. You are a poet, so great job. So I just wanted to touch on that as we enter into our last few lessons for this unit. So, lesson 12, our poem that we're going to read today is called Constantly Risking Obscurity, number 15. So, this is our poem today that we're going to read that is going to, teach us so much, and we're going to learn so much from today. Our objective and what our focus is today is that we're going to be able to analyze, which is examine the poem and be able to identify certain poetic devices such as personification, which you might have heard of before, and also extended simile. So we've heard a simile, but now we're going to learn of an extended simile, right? So we're going to know that today this poem is going to consist of personification and an extended simile. Okay. Okay, so before we even go into our poem today, before we read it, it's always good to go over our vocabulary and also to learn a little bit more about our poet, the author of our poem. Okay, so the first core vocabulary word is in the title of our poem today, obscurity. And it's a noun. It means foolishness, stupidity, or senselessness. So obscurity. You can see that in maybe how someone might act, or when if they're just acting a little foolish or just senseless, like they really are not aware of what they're doing. Our next core vocabulary word is called entrechat. It is a noun. You might have heard of it if you're in dance or things like that. It's a dance-like jump in which the performer taps his feet together quickly while in the air. It's beautiful. Entrechat. So it's kind of like a French word. Your next core vocabulary word is perceive. It is to understand or to see. Okay. Your next core vocabulary word is perforce, and it's necessarily. It means necessarily. It's an adverb. Your next core vocabulary is rhyme, which is a noun. It's a variation on the word rhyme. Okay, your next core vocabulary word is spread eagle. It is a kind of jump in which the legs and arms are stretched out into the body that takes the shape of an X, right? A spread eagle. That's also a dance term. Another core vocabulary word is supposed. It's an adjective. It's believed to be true. So it was supposed that it was going to rain or that a tornado was going to form. Your next core vocabulary word is taunt. It is an adjective. It means stretch tightly. So it was stretched tightly. Maybe the jump rope or the rubber band was taunted. It was stretched tightly. Our literary vocabulary words are ars poetica. It is a poem about the craft of poetry, and also personification. It's describing non-human things as if they had human qualities. So it's giving those non-human things like maybe a chair, or if you say the chair sat there as still as a shape, or still as a mountain. Can it really stand there? Can a chair really stand there? No, that's a human characteristic. So that's personification. Also, not only are we going to talk about our core vocabulary and our literary vocabulary, it's important that we talk about our author of our poem, which is Lawrence Ferlinghetti. He was born in New York in 1919. He talks about his father. He also served in the U.S. Navy. It's known his poetry is known for creative imagery and humor. He continues to write and publish today. So it's always good to have that background knowledge and know a little bit more about our poet and where he's from. What is he, things about him before we even go into our poem. And before we start our poem, we're going to stop right here and we're going to pick back up on our poem and begin reading it.